Viva! Viva! Las Vegas!
Make it stop, make it stop, make it stop, make it stop, make it stop. Welcome to the real winners and losers of Super Bowl 58. Obviously, the Chiefs won the game, so technically the 49ers are the biggest losers on earth right now.
Don't remind me.
But all of you have watched these recaps all season long, and you know I will unequivocally deliver to your eyes and brains the nuance for the real winners and losers from this game. The moments, the plays, the performances that will live forever, and those that will haunt the losers forever. But today, we gotta get to the blop 7 plays first. The effectiveness of the blop plays has become so widespread, the World Health Organization believes it will be the cure for the next pandemic that the Chiefs just started by beating the 49ers in the Super Bowl again, just like they did in 2019. Blop 7? The pole dancer falling down during the halftime show? Some people think this is a mistake. In fact, that's interpretive dance. That's the 49ers with the 10-point lead in the Super Bowl. Blop 6. Before the big game, Jackson Mahomes was denied access to Brittany Mahomes' area or whatever here at the club. I don't know, I don't go anymore. And then pre-game, he was filmed picking his nose. His brother, Patrick Mahomes, literally threw a pick in the Super Bowl, and it wasn't as embarrassing as this. Blop 5. Andy Reid making me think about his dick after his team just fucked me again.
How about that D, baby?
Not cool. Leave me alone.
How about that D, baby?
Oh my God, you've actually turned into Andy Dick. Blop 4, Dre Greenlaw tearing his Achilles like this. Greenlaw is a huge part of the 49ers defense, so it's hard to understate how significant this was. Literally, this is the most unlucky thing I've seen in a Super Bowl. Yes, more than that. Yes. Number 3, evolution of an observation. Courtney posted this tweet, and then Josh went in and photoshopped it for her. This is Twitter at its finest. In a lot of ways, especially at the end of this game, it really was like a roller coaster. Also, Josh, Splash Mountain isn't a roller coaster, you theme park fucking noob. Also what Twitter's good for. Number 2, Taylor Swift chugging beer. Way to go, Taylor. You've got literally billions of people looking up to you, and you decide to recklessly consume alcohol and promote binge drinking in front of all of them? I wish the camera would follow a more responsible drinker in that booth, like Jason Kelce or Patrick Mahomes Sr. And Blop 1, Travis Kelce trying to kill Andy Reid. Taylor, this is a major red flag, honey. Travis has a temper problem. Elder abuse is disgusting. And then we had to watch Andy Reid take his aggression out on Chris Jones after the game. Chris Jones may be able to bull rush through the best offensive lineman in this league, but I don't care if you're Aaron Donald. No one's getting Andy Reid off of them. And Blop 0? Oh God, John Elway bringing in the Super Bowl trophy to the Chiefs? What genius planned this shit? Casey wins the big game in the Raiders Stadium. Elway gives him the trophy, and the Chargers handed the Chiefs Drew Tranquill, a key part of their defense. The AFC West is pathetic. Watching John Elway present the Lombardi to the Chiefs in the Raiders Stadium is a sick nightmare that I can't wake up from. I'm like Neo without ever getting the fucking pill. Football is over. And so are your unruly body hairs. Today's episode sponsored by Manscaped.com/GoodSports. The Lawnmower 5.0, which comes in Manscaped's Performance Package 5.0 Ultra, is the powerhouse for pube plowing. Alliteration. Illumination is what you get when you get the bigger LED spotlight on the lawnmower, which sounds small but is really useful for trimming in your nether regions. And by nether regions, I mean the penis and testicles base station, okay? The coolest thing about the 5.0 are the 2 interchangeable heads, Manscaped's standard trimmer blade, and a new foil blade which allows you to go bare down there. And it's still waterproof so you can trim in the shower. Use my link below, manscaped.com/goodsports for 20% off. Free international shipping, but only with my link. Remember, the Performance Package 5.0 comes with the lawnmower, the Weed Whacker nose and ear hair trimmer, the Crop Soother and Preserver, and 2 free gifts. I know how to count. Winning Slot Fest. The first half of this game. It was poetic. Before I hand out the awards, let me quickly recap how this game went down. I knew the 49ers were screwed the moment they lost the coin toss and Kansas City deferred to the second half. It became very well known that Kyle loves to defer and Andy Reid one-upped him before the game even started. However, that initially looked like a possible mistake by the Chiefs. The Niners' opening drive was their best of the game until their best player, Christian McCaffrey, fumbles the ball. I think if San Fran gets the touchdown on that opening drive, this is a different game because the Chiefs' offense was terrible in the first half. The score was 0-0 at the end of the first quarter. Top of the second, though, Jake Moody set the record for longest field goal in Super Bowl history with a 55-yarder. Harrison Butker broke that record with this 57-yarder in the third quarter that somehow didn't get blocked, which made us all moody. Patrick Mahomes finally got the Chiefs offense going with this 53-yard bomb to Mecole Hardman, the low-key Chiefs offensive MVP. But a play later, Isiah Pacheco coughs up the football. For the first time in Super Bowl history, we had two starting running backs lose fumbles in the first half. The 49ers, though, drove downfield and then gave us probably a top 5 all-time crazy Super Bowl touchdown with the double pass. This shit was awesome. Purdy to Jauan Jennings to McCaffrey, who runs it for the score. And the 49ers had the worst thing on earth for them. A 10-point lead over the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. KC kicked a field goal right before halftime thanks to their hurry-up offense. The second half, more defense and a little bit of luck for the Chiefs. I forgot to mention, they also fumbled another ball in the first half, but the ball bounced right back to Justin Watson for the recovery. Because footballs, if you recall, are dumb fucking mother-licking horse fart stupidly shaped object. Say what you want about soccer. At least the shape of their ball isn't a bitch. But first play, third quarter, Mahomes pitches it to Pacheco. They fumble, and of course, because of the shape of the ball, Kansas City recovers. Patty Mahomes threw a pick a couple plays later, and the 49ers got 3 points. Just kidding, they got nothing. They stopped KC twice, had good field position, got 0 points. And up until this very point, Mahomes had not been good. After that, the Chiefs had to settle for that 57-yard field goal. Through nearly 3 quarters, the 49ers held KC to 6 points. Even the Chiefs' first touchdown wasn't set up by Mahomes and the offense. It was this ball bouncing off a Lute's foot on the punt. Ray McCloud couldn't recover, and the Chiefs get an easy TD. I guess you could say Kansas City stole the loot. Jauan Jennings caught a touchdown pass. Jake Moody had his PAT blocked, which ultimately cost the 49ers the game. Field goals were traded back and forth, and the 49ers had they been able to pick up a first down here at the end of the game instead of settling for another long field goal, they could have run down the clock and closed it out. They squandered every opportunity that they were given. And instead we go into overtime and all hell breaks loose. And now the Chiefs get to say the word dynasty and nobody can say shit. The good news, I don't really have to hand out my Fuck the Refs blend of coffee. If you'd like to blame the officials, benchwarmerbrew.com, you can get the Fuck the Refs blend, a dark, delicious roast to get you through your darkest days as a fan. We might have a code there you can try, and I forget what the discount is, but try FUKC as the discount code and see what happens. Winning QB? This is a tough one, guys, but I think I'm gonna have to give it to what else can you really say? Let's go through the checklist. He won the 3rd Super Bowl of his career at age 28. He was Super Bowl MVP for the 3rd time. He threw the game-winning touchdown pass in overtime. And now he's going to be talked about as the new GOAT, something I'm going to dive into a little later this week. Mahomes was far from spectacular in the first 30 minutes of this game, but there's no denying that he turned it on when he needed to, and that's what great quarterbacks do. I can't even look when I'm speaking. I mean, when doesn't he turn it on? Mahomes threw for 333 yards and added another crucial 66 yards on the ground. The biggest run coming on 4th and 1 where the game could have ended. had the Chiefs not converted, and he played it beautifully. The best thing I can say about Mahomes is that you simply know when he's going to score. It's no secret. When the 49ers went ahead late and got the Jake Moody field goal, I knew the game was at least going to overtime. When the 49ers took the lead in overtime with just a field goal, I knew Mahomes was going to end the game with a touchdown. He's inevitable. He's predictable. The only way you can beat that man is to take the ball out of his hands. And that's a testament to his greatness. So there, I said it, greatness. So with all due respect, Pat, please, eat shit. Wait, never mind, don't eat shit, because if Mahomes ate a plate of human shit, he would do it better than anyone. That's how you become king shit, Patrick. You're welcome. And in the spirit of Chiefsaholic, I give you the You Got Robbed award, going to Jauan Jennings. If the 49ers had managed to win this game, which of course they did not, I think Jauan Jennings would have had a good case for one of the most unlikely Super Bowl MVPs of all time. Deebo Samuel, Brandon Aiyuk, and George Kittle were pretty damn quiet in this game, thanks to the Chiefs secondary, combining for just 8 catches between the 3 of them. McCaffrey would have been close, but the 49ers needed someone other than Christian to get involved, and that just happened to be Jauan Jennings. Jennings became the 7th non-QB to throw a touchdown pass in Super Bowl history. The last one was Trey Burton, and later in the game, he became the 2nd player to throw for and catch a touchdown pass in the Super Bowl. The first, of course, was Big Dick Nick Foles. In my opinion, he was one 49ers stop away from being named Super Bowl MVP. 2 of the unsung heroes from this game were Chiefs cornerback Trent McDuffie and fashion designer turned linebacker Leo Chanel. One of the big reasons that Deebo and Aiyuk weren't big factors in this game was because McDuffie was wreaking havoc on the 49ers offense. He stuck to whoever he was covering like glue, and he made me want to sniff glue to forget about this stupid game. And with the game on the line, 3rd and 4, Spagnuolo sent McDuffie on a corner blitz, and he batted down the Brock Purdy pass, forcing the 49ers to settle for a long Moody field goal. Leo Chanel never gets talked about as a huge member of that elite defense, but even with Willie Gay, Nick Bolton, and Drew Tranquill getting most of the shine in the linebacker unit, Chanel finished the Super Bowl with 6 tackles, 1 for a loss, 1 forced fumble, and of course that blocked extra point that totally changed the complexion of the game. But this is just more proof that the Chiefs have an unbelievable abundance of depth on that defense. And that's probably just more proof that Steve Spagnuolo is the greatest defensive coordinator who's ever walked the earth. Winning special teamer that nearly changed the game? Former Chiefs receiver Chris Conley. He was a monster on special teams. Conley absolutely wrecked former 49er Richie James on a punt return. Not just in terms of Super Bowls, this is one of the greatest gunner tackles you'll witness. He downed a punt at the 1-yard line, and he also made an impact on offense, snagging a ball on 3rd and 9 to keep a San Francisco drive moving in the first quarter. Losing player? Troy Aikman. This is now one of the worst tweets of all time. Not only did Patrick Mahomes get to 33% of his rings that same season that tweet was posted, but 4 years later, he's at 100% of Aikman's rings. Losers? All the 13-year-old girls who started watching football because of Taylor Swift, who now believe winning a Super Bowl is easy? I'm imagining a universe where Taylor Swift started dating a mediocre tight end for a bad team. If Taylor Swift and Adam Troutman were the couple, all the Swifties would know that football is 99% pain and heartbreak, and if you're lucky, at one point in your wretched, pathetic sports existence, you'll be happy for 1 season. Losing decision? Overtime. Now, for the first time in NFL history, we got to see the new postseason overtime rules on display. It's like regular overtime, except the new wrinkle is that even if the first team to possess the ball scores a touchdown, the other team gets a chance to answer. That creates some new dynamics that I'm not sure the 49ers were prepared for, because when they won the coin toss, they elected to receive the ball. I'm not sure that was the right choice, and not just because hindsight is 25/22. When teams win the overtime, coin toss in college football, they typically defer. That way, when they get the ball, they know whether they have to kick a field goal or go and score a touchdown. It doesn't leave any gray area. If they deferred and say the Chiefs scored with Hardman on their first possession, which I'm sure they would have, at least the 49ers could have gone for it on 4th down and tried to extend the game rather than lose on defense. And even with the way they played it, I think they made the wrong decision. With Mahomes lurking on the sideline, I just don't know how you can assume a field goal is enough. You simply have to assume he's putting the ball in the end zone in overtime. No, you just know he's going to do that. I think it's hilarious that several 49ers players had no idea that the overtime rules were different from the regular season overtime rules.
You know what? I didn't even realize that the playoff rules were different in overtime, so I assumed you just want the ball because you score a touchdown and win, but I guess that's not the case.
I think it also shows the Chiefs were more well prepared. Overall, top to bottom. The Chiefs had talked about it all postseason. Presentations about this fucking shit every week and twice during the Super Bowl weeks. I don't think we need any more proof how valuable Andy Reid is. He's one of the best to ever do it.
How about that D, baby?
The one bit of solace I had about a potential Chiefs win was thinking Reid might retire after the game, but he's already confirmed he's coming back for 2024. The only way he leaves the Chiefs is if Travis Kelce accidentally kills him on the sideline. Losing Super Bowl speech? Travis Kelce. One Viva Las Vegas was sufficient, Travis.
Viva Las Vegas! Viva Las Vegas! Viva! Viva Las Vegas!
The third Viva Las Vegas made me start bleeding from my ears. And I love interstitial cuts to Taylor Swift because you can see her wondering whether she wants to continue her biological legacy with this caveman. Thanks for watching every winners and losers through this NFL season. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe here on That's Good Sports and prove that you love me too. Love is a two-way street, and if you don't love me back, what do we have? What do we have?